Hello everybody, how are you guys? High Flyers Tag Team back here with another video again today. These are a few days old, but finally I'm getting around to looking at the the leaked behind the scenes looks at Godzilla vs. Kong. So, these recently came out. Finally I'm getting to talk about them. I have them pulled up, they're on screen, so let's begin. This one that's on screen right now, I can't pronounce the name, I don't remember what the name is, but I've been told it's a kind of like a bridge thing in Hawaii. It's somewhere in Hawaii. It's very likely that's not really important to the movie. It could easily be just something because they're shooting in Hawaii. So this could all be taking place on Skull Island. Possibly everything that we see furthermore is all taking place in Skull Island. Since if this is in Hawaii and a location in Hawaii, we know Hawaii is usually where they film for Skull Island. So I definitely could see this being have something to do with them on Skull Island. I'm not sure what else it could specifically be there for, unless they just, for some reason, that's just, unless that is something they put in for the movie. But in the next shot, we see a wall. There's car driving. There's a big green screen. There's some military equipment there. We won't get a better look at till later. It's covered over with a sheet. If I had to guess why, it's probably because it's raining, which we'll talk about more later. You guys will get to see. But there's definitely a big barricade there. We see some crew members kind of walking around. Like I said, driving. There's some film equipment around. There's a wall over to the side. There's not really much context going on here. Some of the stuff's covered over. It's not the best to see. No familiar faces of any sort in this picture at all. It's just a big green screen with some equipment. And then the next one, we do get to see a better close-up look at that equipment. But again, it's covered up. We do definitely get to see better, though, that it has the Monarch logo on it. So this definitely has to do with Monarch. Like I said, I think it's covered up probably because of rain, but it's aimed towards the green screen. So it definitely looks like it's going to be a build-up for a big action scene that will take place. There's no context what's going on, but that's like our good look at that. And next one, we see just a couple bros. A couple bros chilling, smiling at the camera, having a good time. I would love to be in this film too, so I can't blame them. And there's nothing really of importance here. We get to see a little bit better, like, I guess, the barricade and the equipment these people have. I don't see no Monarch logos or anything on them. Maybe at most an Apex logo, but it's really hard to tell. Next one, again, just more equipment, film equipment, people dressed up, no familiar faces. I can't really make out anyone. There's some military equipment. There's like a machine gun sentry kind of thing to the side, and like a military jeep with a gun on top. There's no green screen or anything here. There's nothing too important. We just get another look at kind of what's around the area. There's no familiar faces again. I don't think those are the same guys from the last one, but nothing too important once again. Next one's interesting. We're inside of like a base kind of thing. You see a camera covered up, again, probably because of rain. There's binoculars there that have the Monarch logo on them. Can't really make out any other equipment, but it's still interesting nonetheless. You can't really make out too much that's in there. It just looks, if anything, most of that might not be in the movie. It might just be an extra, like, kind of warehouse for props. I don't know what really else they'd be using it for. Since they have a camera covered up and stuff. And it looks like some props there. But again, it just furthermore just shows that everything has to do with Monarch. With Monarch binoculars. Nothing too important of relevance. I believe there's some Chinese writing in the background, or Japanese writing on the board in the background. If you look the back, upper, whatever. But it's not like I can translate that. So, but in the next one, we're in the view of a car. We get another look at the equipment. There looks like there's some film equipment. It looks like there's the opening in the background, kind of. To the left. The right, we see that green screen once again with the weapons uncovered. We see the one from earlier. I have no idea what that weapon is closest to us. I'm assuming that probably going to shoot like missiles out of it or something. Again, no context what they're aiming at. We see some film lighting and stuff. And a lot of crew members right here. It is interesting, we're kind of in a vehicle, but some tree stuff around, but there's still absolutely no context. But if I assume with all the equipment and stuff, and there's a military guy on the one machine gun, there's probably an action sequence coming up. If not, it's probably just something like them going to that Monarch base. But the next one is the biggest one. We see this. We see the opening of a carrier thing with a big green screen wall. I assume that green screen wall is what the guns are pointing at. And we see this big, like, wheel thing. My guess is for this, either A, this is kind of where they film stuff on the aircraft carrier we're going to see Godzilla and Kong fight on. Or B, this is some sort of, like, equipment used to hold one of the Titans down. Or not hold them down. This could either be A, like I said with the first part. It's probably used either maybe if they're going to bring Kong off Skull Island. They use that to kind of transport them and connect them to the boat. Or it could be used to hold some other Titan down, or possibly even Mechagodzilla, since they're all on Skull Island. I'm not sure. There's nothing really too important detail. You can't really see in there. You see some film equipment. It's just that big wheel is really the big thing. You know, we have no idea what that is. Like I said, I assume it has something to do with holding the Titan, or bring Kong, or something. But again, with the little context we got, it's really hard to tell. So what I assume is going on here, I assume this is filming in Hawaii, just because the first picture I showed, it's probably a big action sequence coming up. Possibly maybe they're shooting at Kong. Kong kind of finds them, is kind of pissy, they're on home again. You know, it's really hard to tell. The last picture, again, I still kind of think, in some regards, might be something to do with them on the aircraft carrier trying to bring Kong to mainland. No proof for that. It's just, I wouldn't say it's impossible, you know. There's really nothing much else with this. It's all interesting nonetheless. Again, there's not enough context. I would like to hear your guys' theories, but my take, like I said, is probably just a big action sequence. It has to do with Monarch. I assume it's on Skull Island, it's their base, and that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't see what, there's really hard to tell to make out what's really going on. So, what's your guys' theories? Please let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, as always, please share, subscribe. As always, peace. Have a great day.